take the discussion forward with markets. So while we got you everything you need to know as far as the RBI policy is concerned, why are markets behaving the way they are? Rahul Sharma of JM Financial is here to talk about FNO and charts. Rahul, afternoon. Rahul, Anisha and I were just discussing this as a genuine question. It was a growth-oriented policy, yes. They brought down inflation expectation just a bit, but still the direction is downward. But markets seem to have taken this as a trigger of booking profit. Is it general profit booking or something bearishness is engulfing the charts, in your language?
Yeah, so very good afternoon. So, markets definitely have sort of cooled off a bit, but I don't take this, in a big negative way. Because structurally the trend of the market is still up unless and until we form a decisively a lower top, lower bottom formation. I don't think so. There is a reversal happening, and what we're closely watching is the kind of unwinding that is seen in input. So, no real, cause or concern. And secondly, the volumes on the Nifty futures are not that alarming, although there was a slight uptick around the when the press conference was on. But I think technically speaking, as long as we are above 18,600, Nifty should be fine. Dips should get bought into. And what we also have to see is globally, markets are also fine. So, maybe a couple of hours here and there, and eventually markets should, follow their track. So broadly, we're expecting this dip to get bought into, and 18,888, which is the previous all-time high, should be taken out anytime soon.
The levels on Nifty, Bank Nifty to watch out for?
Yeah, so banking index has been sort of on the tender hooks, trying to break out. Today was an ideal day for the breakout to happen, but so far it hasn't happened. But structurally speaking, as long as we are above 43,700, I think the banking index remains neutral. Once it crosses 44,500, I think shorts will shorts will feel the pinch. And we should see a breakout happening in the banking index as well. So banking index, I think a breakout is very much on the cards. PSU banks are the ones to go for. These are the ones where the risk reward is very, very favorable. Private banks have done their bit. I think the second round of up move should come in from the PSU banking space, from the likes of SBI, Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda. Overall, I think it's more of a conditional trade in Bank Nifty. If you get it around 44,000, risk reward remains favorable for longs. Or in case 44,500 is taken out, you could then take it as a breakout trade where we feel 45,000, 45,200 is very much on the cards for the banking index.
Rahul, what's your take on the power stocks which they are firing away in the trading session? And I mean, sometimes they do become trader favorite just because the margin etc. is low. So NTPC, Power Grid, Tata Power, even Torrent Power for that matter. Is there any name that you are spotting for us?
Yeah, so power stocks have seen good traction today. In fact, NTPC not only is on the power space, but also one of our topics on the public sector enterprises space looks very good on the charts. Technically speaking, 200 is very much on the cards for NTPC. Can be bought, place a stop loss at 175. I think given the overall setup in the power generation companies, power transmission will be a slightly, maybe a tricky, but here I think NTPC clearly is, the sectoral leader. So we would go ahead with NTPC. Looks good for a 10% upside from current levels, and traders can expect a rise in momentum once we cross the 180 area mark.
Check out that particular counter on your charts. We were just discussing 30th May is when the company declared their results and shared a presentation from Mr. Pota himself when the results came out. 30th May, last 1 month, just over a month. The stock has gained 44% in the last 1 month, including the 10% today. What does this breakout tell you about the levels to come in future?
Pardon, Ajay, I missed the stock name. What stock is it?
The former MD of Jubilant Food, Mr. Pota, has joined as the new management. Do you have it in your charts?
Yeah, so I think it's best not to chase stocks, especially after they've given such humongous moves. It's best to relatively look on dips to for re-entry. So risk rewards, particularly from a trading perspective, are not really favorable. If you do have like a long-term outlook, I think that it's best to wait for the story to play out. But at least for a short term, I think it's best to wait for a dip for any kind of re-entry into such stocks.
Okay, so be careful before chasing those rallies because that's what we are seeing in the mid-cap and the small-cap arena. A lot of stocks which are sitting at 52-week high, all-time high levels. Names like Torrent Power, Indigo, Bajaj Auto, Apollo Tyres, they're still at all-time high levels. And a lot of these stocks are actually moving with heavy volume. APL Apollo, for instance, is up around 7% as we speak, and Paytm too. Rahul, before I let you go, a word on Paytm. If you track that one closely, because seems like it's finally breaking out a bit.
Yeah, so this stock underwent an elongated period of underperformance. Finally, I think it is coming out of the woods, and technically, what is happening is this reversal is backed by decent volumes on the cash side. So I think the setup has long moves. It may take some time, but structurally, we feel that the stock is headed for 850, 860, 900 on the upside. If you have like a 2-3 month kind of an horizon, I think it's best to stay invested in the same. And once the crossover, so basically the average is the short-term averages crossing the long-term averages, the bullish crossover happens. I think that is when the momentum will pick up. So, one can stay invested, one can look to buy on dips. I think 700 is a very strong base for the stock, and that can be kept as a stop loss in case things go southward. But structurally, we feel that the stock has got long legs, and one can expect 850 to 900 in the next couple of months.
900 on Paytm, but what are your own top recommendations, Rahul?
Yeah, so one of them we've already discussed, which is NTPC. I think there is another cash stock which looks good. NBFCs have been pretty much right in the limelight. I think Poonawalla Fin is one of those setups which seems ready for another round of an up move. The stock has consolidated around the 350 mark since last two trading sessions. I think now the time is right for an upward move until 380 or even 400 at max. So one can look to buy Poonawalla Fincorp, have a stop loss at 5% lower around 340. And we believe that a good momentum should persist in the NBFC space.
So Poonawalla Fincorp is another of your long bets. That one is also gaining in trade towards a fresh 52-week high. Take a short break. In fact, thanks very much for that, Rahul. We'll get you another